Well, the GOP plan to replace Obamacare has been out there for over a day, but it could be a bigger challenge than they planned for, getting major pushback from Democrats. Joining me now is former Wisconsin Communications Director Joe Zepecki to talk about the GOP health care plan. He worked for President Obama. So, Joe, I know it's not the Democrats' plan, but what don't you like about it? It keeps some of the key points from Obamacare.
Well, this is a solution in search of a problem to begin with. And all of the experts that have looked at this have said that fewer people will be covered, which means higher premiums and out-of-pocket costs for everyone else. And what it seems to me is this is a thinly disguised healthcare reform bill that what it ultimately does is does a tax give back to the wealthy health insurers and drug makers to the tune of $600 billion. To me, that trade-off between a bunch of tax giveaways to those at the top, meaning that the sick and the elderly are going to have to pay more for health care, is a really bad choice. And it's one that I think Republicans are now seeing response to, both from the left and the right. Republicans are not on board with this plan right now.
Yeah, some are calling it Obamacare light. Let me ask you, the vice president was critical of the mandate that the Affordable Care Act required everyone to buy health insurance. Was that a mistake by Democrats?
No, to bring down healthcare costs, you have to have healthy people with health insurance coverage. I don't understand why the vice president can't acknowledge that, and it speaks to the broader issue here for this administration, which is one of credibility. You heard the vice president again say that Obamacare has been a job killer. The fact of the matter is that every single month since Obamacare was enacted, the U.S. economy has added jobs. When you look at this administration's record, going back to the very first day that the president was sworn in, they have proven time and time again that they cannot be taken credibly with the statements they're making. So they can come out and say this is going to lower costs for everybody and cover more people, but when people actually look at the legislation and analyze its effects, you're not going to see that. So really, this may be more good politics from the White House, but it's really bad policy.
Well, let me ask you about the politics, and here's the plan in case anybody wants to read through it. There's several pages, but as you know, not one Republican voted for Obamacare. Do you expect any Democrats to support the plan as it looks now?
I don't, and I think that Republicans are going to pay an immense political cost for this in 2018. Can you imagine the TV ads you're going to see? Insert your Republican congressperson here gave a $600 billion tax cut to those at the top so that sick and poor people and the elderly would have to pay more for health insurance. That's not a recipe for success.
All right, Joe, we'll have to leave it there. Thank you very much.